Happy Thursday. How are you today? We are Dave and Yvette Uloa showing up on a Thursday with love. And are you struggling with possibly everything that's going on right now? And maybe do you know what you're giving your power away to?
And what is your power? How are you showing up, and how are things in the outside world affecting your inside world? And David and Yvette Yaloa here. We wanted to share some possible resources and maybe some ideas and strategies that can help during these crazy times we live in. So thank you for joining us. If you don't know Yvette or I, Dave and Yvette, Dave and Yvette, Yvette and Dave. We've been married for 20 years now, and I've gone through a incredible roller coaster journey of life. But it's not about us; it's about you, and we hope we can provide some possible value and share some insights on what is power and where is your power going, and are you giving up your power to things or people or information that could create some major chaos in life.
Yes, and we want to know, where are you today? What are you up to? How's your week going? Would love to just chat and have a little bit of a one on one and find out how your day is going, because we know there are so many things that are going on right now in this world that are throwing us off course. It's like we're running this marathon, we're going towards our goal, and it's like boom, something gets thrown. Then here's a little mountaintop, then the leg breaks down, right? There's just a lot being stirred up right now, and everywhere you look, there's some type of shock, news, impact. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. So what do you give your power away to, or what have you
Yes.
given your power away to?
So we were coaching one of our clients today, and we were so deeply touched by everything this person is going through. And one of the things that this session reminded us of is, so many times as we go through life, we get deterred from our goals, we get detoured, we get stopped, we get shocked and crashed into stopping and having to reassess our lives. And it's during the hardest times in our lives that we give our power away. And I will tell you, what does that look like, because we were talking, what does giving your power away look like? It's basically putting your focus on things that will not matter 3 months, 6 months, 9 months down the line. So I'll give you a great example of one day that I completely gave my power away. I had a new puppy and I was doing training, and I had worked so hard. He had just gotten out of doggy boot camp, so we invested time and money in him. Little Buddy is one of the love of our lives. And so we had done so much training. We had a brand new carpet, and we were like, let's make sure whatever happens that he doesn't come near this carpet. And so what do you do? After all that training, after everything we went through, Little Buddy, what does he do? He pees on this brand new carpet, just like we didn't want him to. And I was so frustrated and so angry, because I had spent so much time, so much care, that I broke down and I started crying, and I like fell to the floor, and I just like started bawling, just feeling sorry for myself. And it was at that moment that I heard the words of my mentor: what are you giving your power away to? And especially during these times, what are you putting your attention to? What are you putting your focus? What are you putting your time into that may not matter 3, 6, 9 months down the line?
That's right. Three powerful questions that we've learned that really help is, number one, what are you focusing on? When life happens, do you focus on what's wrong? Do you focus on the chaos? Do you focus on the problem and the challenge? And when you stay focused on that, how much power does that give you? Or do you give your power away? And after you focus on, ask that question, is the next thing, what does this mean? Tony Robbins talks about the meanings we create. And when you're focused on things that aren't working, it's easy to create meanings that don't serve you, that disempower you. And today, with everything that's going on, it's easy to create meanings of, oh my gosh, the world's coming to an end. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Oh, how are we going to make money? You know, what do you mean? What does it mean? And then the third one is, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with all of this information? And when we give our power away, we most of the time we don't even want to take action. Or if we do take action, it's action that isn't necessarily going to get us closer to our goals and dreams. And so, what do you give your power away to? Sometimes I give my power away to the media. You know, I don't even listen. We don't have a TV. We don't have cable, so we don't watch TV. But when I get in my car, sometimes I'll turn on the radio just to kind of hear what's going on. And I'm in a good mood, and I'm driving, and I'm listening to, it's basically the same thing. How many people have been infected? How many people have died? And all this stuff. And no matter what, by the time I get to the grocery store, I'm depleted. I feel depressed. And that smile that I had on my face is now gone. And I just gave my power away. And I could only imagine if somebody's just like, oh, Dave, somebody told me the other day, Dave, how can you live life like that, not being informed? And part of me is like, is that really the information? First of all, is that the truth? One way to take your power back, I recommend to everybody, is question everything. Question everything. It's almost like today we got these two huge camps all the way on different sides of the spectrum, and one believing everything that everybody's saying and the media's selling you and all this stuff that's going on, and then on the other side we have the conspiracy theorist of everything is fake, it's exaggerated. And no matter what side you're on, if you go so far and everything that's said in whatever camp you believe, and you believe that it's true, then my belief is you're giving your power away to other people. You're giving your power away to other people. And I truly believe that this is the time more than ever to start thinking for ourselves, to start questioning everything. Be open. Don't close off things, but start questioning everything. Question, and you'll find what is true for you. When you get into a place of faith and love and happiness and joy, rather than getting sucked into that vortex of fear and doubt and scarcity, you'll find your truth. And whatever the truth is for you, then give your power to that. But so many people right now, they're even unconscious of where their power goes. They're unconscious that their power gets sucked to this thing or sucked to that thing, and we get frustrated and sad. And we truly believe that the first step in taking your power back is just even asking that question. Asking that question, where is my power right now? What is taking my power, and where can I direct my power? The power of questions is pretty amazing.
Absolutely. And we are giving our power away to so much. We're collapsing ourselves to what's going on when there are people that are increasing their wealth, that are getting promotions, that are doing great things with figuring out a way to give to the needy. There are people that are thriving right now, and there are people that are falling apart, and there are people that are somewhere in the middle. And so when I find myself sometimes just losing my power to whatever it is, I had somebody contact me, and pretty much the world was ending according to this person, and I got so freaked out. Like, even though I didn't believe a lot of, there were some truths, and then some of them just were so far out. But I allowed that conversation to take my power away from what I truly believe in my heart. What I truly believe in my heart is that God is guiding us through this process, that faith will carry us through, like that yellow line in the middle of the road through the fog. We are guided by faith, and we're going to be okay no matter what. But yet I allowed this conversation. I couldn't sleep all night. I gave my sleep power away to one small conversation. And so what kinds of things, what percentage of your energy are you giving to whatever it is? It might be a negative family member. It could be somebody who's judging you. It could be to the fact that your situation changed and now you're homeschooling and working from home and doing all these things. What are you giving your power away and collapsing your focus to that whatever, that in a year or 2 years from now you'll be like, why did I do that? Why did I shift my energy from what mattered to what didn't matter?
Is social media taking your power away? When you jump on a post and you see something that somebody posted that creates that shock factor, and isn't that what media is designed to do? It's designed to shock. It's designed to, there's so many avenues and channels that are vying for our attention. And what's the greatest way to get your attention? Through shock and awe. So when you log on to social media, does it immediately take your attention away from what's really important to you? Does it take your emotional state of being and drop it down a couple of levels because of something that you read on social media, and immediately you're in a whole different state just because of one post that you read? So the first step, we believe, is to be aware of where your energy is going, where's your power going, and then direct it. And a great way to direct your power is to fuel yourself and to fill your tank with what fuels you. And each of us are unique, but there are certain things that give us energy. Like, what gives you energy? Let us know. Comment below. What are some things that when you do it, it fills you up with joy, with happiness, with energy? I know for us, we have a routine and rituals in the morning that we do. Like, we wake up and we immediately pray and we meditate in the morning. We read 10 pages of a good book. We listen to some audio. We say our declarations every morning. We go for a workout in the morning. So our morning rituals are things that we do that fill us up, that fill our tanks up, because just like everybody else, we could easily get swayed. But if we have so much energy built up because we filled our tank with what's important to us by hearing some inspiration, watching a video, going to serve somebody else, when something tries to take our power away, we are aware of it and we immediately cut it off, and we choose to put our power into things that are meaningful to us.
That is so power. And hello, Mel and Barbara, Ileana, Patricia, Michelle, Cindy. So good to see you. And thank you for plugging in today. We really wanted to do this because after doing this coaching session with one of our clients, we really felt that person's heart, and we want to get this information out there because so easy during today's time to collapse ourselves and give our power away and completely give up on things that were important to us. Like, for example, I gained a little weight during this time. I've been snacking a little more. I haven't been doing my hot yoga, and so I could just easily be collapsing my power to, like, oh, I can't believe I did this to myself, right? We do a lot of shaming ourselves, the negative self-talk, and it's okay. I laughed. Somebody made a comment yesterday. I'm not even gonna say what the comment was, but I laughed so hard and I took it like a champ. I'm like, well, I earned that, bless that person, and it was just hilarious. And I'm being transparent and vulnerable because we are humans. We get affected by what's going on. But here's the thing. What do you do when things are the hardest? Do you collapse and give your power away? Or do you stand up and say, that's not who I am. I am taking initiative and I'm changing today. And I'm shifting that behavior today. That's not who I am. Taking ownership of our power and getting our power back. I give all my power to God, to faith, to courage, to being that person that God put me on this planet. And anything other than that is not Yvette Ulloa. So I want you guys to, some of the solutions that we work with our client today, so powerful without giving anything up, is what kinds of new habits have you gained or lost during this pandemic? What kinds of things have you taken on? Like, I started eating a little more and working out a little less. So what kinds of things can you shift today and make a new habit? And Dave is a master at teaching how to create new habits. Will you share a little bit about how to, if somebody has created a new habit, such as opening the fridge 2 times extra a day, or not doing your workouts because of everything, what kinds of things can you do to shift that habit starting today?
And that's one of the interesting things that's happening today is there are people that have created brand new habits that they've started doing that maybe it serves you, which is awesome. Keep doing those. But maybe there might be some habits you've picked up over the last couple of weeks that aren't necessarily serving you or getting you to the place where you want to go. And you know what those habits are. right? We all know what those habits are: procrastination, smoking, over drinking, whatever it is. There's so
Alcohol
many different.
sales went up 250%.
Where the beer at? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm just kidding.
We stopped drinking several months ago, but that's a habit that some people that's what they're using to cope. And so immediately, with the way habits are formed, and this is so powerful when you have the awareness, because now you have power over it. Most people's habits are automatic. They've done them so much that they don't even know that they're doing it anymore. So habits are formed with step number one, with some type of trigger. There's usually a trigger that happens, and maybe that trigger is a time of day. Oh, it's 3 o'clock, time for me to go get my donut. It's 3 o'clock, time for me to go get a smoke. It could be, the trigger could be at the time of day. A trigger could be a location. It could be maybe if you when you're at a cafe, you got to get a coffee, or you're at a restaurant and you got to eat a certain kind of food, or you're at work and it's a break time. So it could be a location, or it also could be an emotion. How many people right now, when they hear something on the media, immediately their stress goes up. Next thing they know, they're eating a donut.
Or I need a glass of wine
Or
to
yeah.
deal with, right? It happens.
That's
it
right.
happens.
So there could be so many different triggers that cause you to go into step number two of a habit, is to do the routine, and whatever that routine is. So starting to identify what are the triggers. And most people don't even know that there is a trigger, but there is a trigger that gets you to do a routine. And then when you do that routine, then in some way you are rewarded. That's the third part of the habit that reinforces the routine, is the reward. The reward could be a great feeling of satisfaction. The reward could be maybe connecting with somebody, with some other people. The reward could be maybe you learned a new skill, or you got significance because you did something. You got applauded. Whatever it is, the reward is the third part. And then once you have that reward, the next time that trigger happens, your brain remembers, I had a reward when I did that. So you know what? Let me play that routine again. And then I get the reward. Then I get the trigger, routine, reward, trigger, routine, reward. And next thing we know, when you do that over and over and over again, now it becomes a habit. Now, how cool would it be if you know that, to replace a bad habit with a habit that you know will get you closer to your goals and dreams? And we know what some of those successful habits are, right? Successful habit would be, there's a cool book called The 5 a.m. Club.
Yes.
Couldn't that be a habit, waking up at 5 a.m.?
Yes. Yes.
What-
We're working our way towards that. We're at 7.
I see Michelle saying reading the Bible gives her energy. Prayer and reading is awesome.
Beautiful.
If you guys would also help out, thank you, Cindy, saying remember Mom on the beach.
Affirmation and positive videos.
What are some empowering habits that you know that successful people or happy people or people with great relationships, help us and comment below. What are some of those great habits that either you have or you would like to have? And maybe even share, what are some habits that you know are disempowering, that are not getting you closer to your dreams? If you wouldn't mind sharing that. And the way habits work is, you can't get rid of a habit. You can't. But you can replace it. You can replace it. For example, if at 10 o'clock in the morning, somebody at work, every 10 o'clock there's a break time, and the time is the trigger, 10 o'clock, okay, break time, and then their routine is to go have a cigarette with their coworkers. And the reward is they get to connect and have conversations with their coworkers, so it feels good that they actually got some type of connection and communication with some of their friends. So now the trigger the next day, 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock triggers, break time, go have a cigarette, reward, connect with the people that are smoking outside, and now all of a sudden we're doing that every single day. So the power behind a habit is identifying the routine, the trigger and the reward. That's the power. That's the elusive things that are behind the curtain when people are on automatic pilot. They're not clued into the trigger, and they're not clued into the reward. But there is a trigger and a reward for every single habit that you have. And then the key is replacing that habit with something that empowers you. For example, routine, 10 o'clock, break time. Instead of, I'm aware that I usually get a cigarette, but this time I'm going to go to the cafeteria and get a tea. something more healthier for me, because I know the reward is connecting with some of my coworkers. So I'm going to go to the cafeteria, get a tea, and I'm still going to reward myself because I'm going to connect with my coworkers. And now the tea is the routine versus the cigarette. And if you do that several times, now you've created a brand new routine that satisfies the trigger and the reward.
Yes, and research shows that anytime you do something for 30 days in a row, you start creating a new habit. And then if you do this 100 days in a row, it becomes a part of your belief system. So it's just about hitting the switch and being able to commit and focus on doing that every single day. What happens is a lot of people get very excited. They do something for 5 days in a row, and day six, the dog barks or something happens or the news, and all of a sudden they do this and they stop. And now what happens? You got to start off day one again. You get to the back of the line. We were talking about, it's like you went to Costco and you had this huge line, and then you got out of line, and I went all the way to the back of the line. And so really, really honor yourself and make it a priority, because these morning rituals, whatever that is for you, I've had some beautiful, beautiful ones written, will make or break your day. Yeah. What are you doing in the morning to set up your day? That will determine how much of your power you give away to things that don't matter.
That's good. So that's our Facebook Live for today. If you got some value from this, do us a favor. Share it with a friend or family member that you feel might get some value from it. And also, feel free to visit Yvette and I at daveuloa.com and YvetteUloa.com. We do a lot of great content about relationships, health, and success. So if that's something that you're interested in, feel free to get our free newsletter.
Thank you so much. And yes, Cindy, absolutely. Sometimes the news can really, really, really break your spirit. And so, if you do listen to it, stop after 7 o'clock, because anything you feed your brain after 7 p.m., it starts going into processing all night. So if you feed it fear all night long, it's going to, experience that. So cut that off. And Bobby, awesome, yes, Bobby. Meditation with Holosync. We love
fellow
Holosync.
Warrior right there.
We do that a lot, and it's absolutely amazing. Ileana says going to bed before 10 p.m. Those are some great. Wake up earlier and work out. Thank you, Michelle. And so we just ask that if you listen to today's Facebook Live, that you make that commitment. Put it into your calendar as a 30-day reminder and pop it every single morning and make that your priority. We're going to be doing these Facebook Lives on a weekly basis, so make sure you opt in to daveuloa.com or YvetteUloa.com so that you can be the first one to get the notice when the Facebook Live happens. We're here to add value during some of the toughest times, and also to share our lessons and learn from you guys. Thank you so much. We love you. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.